One of the fascinating things, Jeanne, that's happened in the last few years is that we've shifted from a focus on building software for HR people to building software for employees and managers.
Oh, that sounds like a B2C message. It's a
B2B to a
going?
B2C message. And the difference is that if HR people didn't use the software in the past, guess what? We'd fire them. If employees and managers don't use these tools, they're not going to get fired. What are they going to do? They're going to pick up the phone and call.
Right.
And when they call, our business partners are doing work that the technology should be doing. So when we think about the world we live in today, we think about high-touch digital and high-touch human. And it's really important for organizations to think through which of their capabilities that they deliver do they want to deliver in a high-touch digital way, and which do they want to deliver in a high-touch human way.
So when you're talking about high touch, are we really talking about what we can successfully automate in terms of those processes?
Not necessarily automate, but high touch is all depend. One of the other things that's really important about the B2C trend or switch is how you feel. Okay, so
in terms of the emotional connection?
How I'm making that person feel.
Oh, interesting.
So the fact that when I'm going through a process, if I'm on Amazon and I buy something, I buy something, I click buy. Okay, how do I feel? I feel, okay, good. But then when it shows up and it's exactly what I ordered and it's great, I feel awesome.
Yeah.
Right? If I click buy, I feel good.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden what I get is not what I ordered.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the experience and how do I feel goes way down.
Yeah.
So in the past, we've been thinking about, are people going live? We've been thinking about, are people using software? What we're thinking about now when we think about employees is, how are people feeling as they're going through journeys? Not processes, but journeys. How are they feeling during the journey? And if they feel bad, they are like people, like my kids who are 15 and 12, who download an app from the App Store. They don't like it. What do? They delete it. How often do they go back? Never.
Right.
So when I deploy software for the first time to a bunch of employees, those employees don't see value or it doesn't make them feel good, what do they do? They abandon and they call. So I've just spent all this money, all this time on technology, and guess what? My people aren't using it. And guess who gets blamed? The vendor. And it's wrong.
Sure. Well, and HR, because if HR has rolled it out, the blame's got to be someplace.
It's usually, unfortunately, it's on the vendor. And that's,
do you think so?
Well, yeah, but it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It's our fault.
Yeah.
Because we're implementing, we're not deploying. And that's one of the things that I hope to get across at this event.
Tell me what you mean by that.
So implementation is technology. Deployment is thinking about the impact that technology has.
So the entire continuum.
On the whole organization.
Yeah.
So I always talk about adaptation. So an organization has to adapt before employees adopt.
Okay.
And we can't just push out and hope that people adopt. If all of a sudden my business partners still say, oh, don't worry about using the technology, I'll do it for you. It defeats the purpose.
Right.
So I have to adapt the organization and adapt the organization's thinking so that my employees will adopt. Okay. And I have to think about, how do I deliver tools in the flow of how employees work, and as our good friend Josh Burson would say, so that we think about, we're actually delivering it to them in their natural flow. So I don't have to go log into a tool and go to self-service.
Yeah.
I don't have to go log into a tool and go to another self-service, and I don't go to a portal, which looks like a link farm, of just a bunch of links taking me to places.
Isn't that awful? It's a terrible experience.
It is, and so it's 2020 outside of work. What year is it inside of work? And there's no excuse. There's no excuse for what we've done. We've disrespected the year we live in. And our kids who are entering the workforce are paying the price.
Sure.
They don't know what a phone book is.
Right.
They don't want to search through a portal and get 958 responses. I mean, that's making it really hard for them to be great employees.
Well, it's also such an unnatural experience because they are the digital generation. So all of a sudden we're taking them back to the 1990s and they weren't even born then.
Right,
so
they're digital natives.
They have no idea. Right.
They don't know it.
No idea.
So companies adapting to getting employees to adopt is really, really key. And then the other thing that is really important is there's a big difference between technology transitions and digital transformations. And
explain what you mean by that.
So
I'm not
we
sure
talked about the decades that we've been in the industry. So I started in the mainframe era.
Yeah, I did too.
So I've gone from mainframe to DOS, and there's people in this room here that have no idea
what we're talking about. Right.
Mainframe to DOS, to Windows, to client server, to web.
And we were gleeful when we moved to client server. Remember, that was like hot stuff way back when.
But we've been measuring the wrong thing. We've been measuring whether or not we've gone from DOS to Windows. We've been measuring whether we've gone from Windows to client server. That's not the measurement that we should, that's not the measurement. That's a technology transition. All I'm doing is moving the same old way of working from one piece of technology to another. Transformation is really changing the way that work gets done. And if I've switched my audience from a B2B to a B2C focus, I have to change the model in which I do work. And that's what organizations are, it's a huge opportunity, because HR organizations have to realize that you can't switch your audience without switching how you operate as an HR function. And to think that the technology alone can do that,
it's unfair. It's
unfair. It's unfair to the vendors.
It is.
It's also unfair
I see what you're saying.
It's also like when people say, "Let's roll out self-service," and then no one uses it. Why they don't use it? It's not because the technology is bad. It's because it's not deployed in a way where they see the value to them in using it. And that's a key message that HR has to get better at, is marketing the value of these tools to the workforce instead of marketing the value of these tools to their department.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. There is so much more that we could talk about, but I know we're tight on time today. Everyone who wants to hear more about this particular topic, as well as participate in master classes and facilitated workshops and meet with many of our industry experts, well, they need to register for Select HR Tech and join us in Las Vegas, June 9th through 11th, selecthrtech.com.